Get a statement from the prosecutor.
A bear has escaped from the Griffith Park Zoo.
Polar, black, or yogi?
I like mine better.
Just a minute, Rosenthal. Put the bear story in the Metro budget. Charlie will love it.
I break for bears.
Keep trying to get a story. A hung jury is like kissing his sister. Yeah, I know. It depends who your sister is. Something I can do for you?
I'm waiting for Mr. Hume.
Business?
He's my uncle.
Oh, sure. He's been telling me about you. Lou Grant.
Nice to meet you.
Donovan. This is Charlie's nephew. Do I know your name? Which nephew are you?
Scott. He only has one.
Ah.
Hi, Art Donovan.
Hi.
You see that door there? That's Charlie's office. You go in there and make...
Scotty, where in the world did you come from?
Oh, round.
Really? Good to see you. Sit down. Let me look at you. Well, how long has it been? Where are you staying?
I have a little room in a hotel downtown.
First thing you do, check out of there. You can have Tommy's room until you get yourself settled.
I don't want to be a nuisance, really.
Come on. Hey. You're talking about the father and son doubles champions of Rancho Park.
Well, we sort of faked him out then, didn't we?
It wasn't an intentional lie. Your father was tied up. It's all in the family. Although I am a better tennis player than you.
I think Dad was sort of jealous.
It's lunchtime. Let me take you to McKenna's. It's not exactly the Brown Derby, but it's nearby.
Great. Hey, Lou. Donovan asked me to tell you that arson case is a hung jury.
Oh, too bad. Where are you headed?
Off to Griffith Park Zoo.
Check with them. See if the bear has it.
Yeah, my biggest fear. I'll catch y'all later.
Scott, you were saying?
About being a serious writer.
The great American novel. You know that story. I just couldn't keep my butt in a chair long enough.
That's what you've been doing.
Oh, you name it. I've been on the road.
All that's good experience for a writer.
I'm not sure I'm cut out to be a real writer. I think I've come to terms with my, expectations. I'm ready to settle down. Maybe become a journalist.
You didn't pick a great time in the history of newspapers.
We have a hiring freeze right now.
Maybe we could help you out with all the people that Lou and I know in the business.
Yeah. We got up a list of 3 or 4.
There, you know that.
These people pop into mind. Hugh is probably the best bet if you want to think of San Bernardino.
Good.
Thank you. Maybe sometime you'd like to read some of the things I've written. Give me your reaction, your honest opinion.
That'd be great.
Listen, Scott, here's the key. You get out to the house, kick back and relax. Iron should be home before. I'll give you directions.
You've got a funny view of the newspaper business, but you seem like an all right kid.
He's 30 years old.
30? He seems younger.
Hey, Scott. Scott. Can't get out of this place, huh? Oh, I like it here. Yeah. Mind if I sit down?
No.
Here, have a seat.
Yeah, I'll stop. I'll pick up some lamb chops. Yeah. Now, put Scott on, will you? Should have been home an hour ago. Well, he probably just took the wrong bus. Don't worry.
Get the bear's name. Don't tell me. Bears in zoos for 30 days or more always have names. I covered the Syracuse Zoological Gardens for 7 years.
There is no Syracuse Zoological Garden.
There is?
Hey, I think my nephew...
Something like $100,000 a year, all up taking pictures of mountains and waterfalls. He gets in the mood, grabs his camera, heads off to the beautiful country, and shoots what he feels like. Oh, pretty nice.
There's a little more to it than that.
Oh, I know, all the training and that stuff. And he's a pretty nice guy. This coffee's kind of got me wired. You don't have any Valium, do you?
No, I don't use them.
What's going on? Why aren't you at the house?
Oh, I thought I'd just kind of hang around downtown L.A. and see if I could come up with some ideas for a story.
We didn't know what happened to you. Marion said you weren't there. I was getting kind of worried. Ready to go now?
Sure. So long.
Good. Thanks, Mara. That's great. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Looks great.
Our West Side's job for Scott's a good place for us.
Oh, good.
Scott, good news. You got yourself a job.
I do?
Yep.
Doing what?
Well, you're working for a paper called The Quick Finder. It's a throwaway sheet, but it's very successful. The woman who runs it, Myra Wesley, used to work for me.
I'm not really hungry. I have to meet an RN from Vietnam.
An RN?
Oh, he was a medic. Now he's a registered nurse. I told him I was a writer. He said he wanted to lay a story on me about what's going down in emergency rooms. I have my key. You don't have to wait up. I'm really more of a film critic than a salesman.
Well, around here you gotta be both.
You ever sold ads before?
Ads, no.
Well, what have you sold? Magazine subscriptions? Boy Scout raffle tickets?
Nothing.
Well, that's okay. It's no problem. Quick find your ads sell themselves. Here's our form for insertion orders.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. You're in business.
Thank you.
Is he in there? I think he is. Just go ahead and knock.
Oh, it's okay. It's
I don't think he's busy.
no. I'll catch him later. Thank you.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
The bear was sighted on the Buena Vista overpass to the Golden State Freeway.
Good, you're reading a bear story.
Well, that's the first thing I turned to.
You're my barometer. If you're reading it, everybody is. And the competition doesn't have it. Oh, boy.
Where is our bear this morning?
He's still asleep. He got in at 4. Hello. Hi, Steve. Guess who's here? Good guess. Yeah, he got himself a job. Selling ads for a throwaway sheet. No, I don't think it's a lot of pressure. Stevie's 30 years old. Yeah. Just a second, Steve. Wait a minute. 6114, I got you. Odazine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. What? Oh,
Over the hill, 300 pounds. Is that a current weight? You weigh them every month. How do you get them on the scales? Ice cream. Very clever. Ah. Okay, well, I think that's all for now, Sally. I'll probably have a lot of questions later on. You've been great. Thank you. Bye-bye. I know Ziggy's favorite flavor of ice cream.
Rum raisin.
Yes. How did you know?
That's what all bears like. Plus, I just heard it on the radio.
I suppose you know how he escaped, too.
Oh, what the heck. He tied his bed sheets together and he eased himself over the wall, right?
The zoo still doesn't know for sure, but they're convinced he was acting alone.
Grab your notes on the bear. I want you in his budget meeting.
If Professor Madsen calls from Copenhagen, would you accept the charges and get me out of the meeting?
How come KFWB had rum raisin and we didn't?
I'm sorry, I just now found out about it. But we do have an exclusive interview with a cook at some pizzeria who saw Ziggy going through his dumpster.
What do bears like on their pizza?
People. Is the bear all right?
We don't know. At the last sighting, he was seen favoring his left hind leg.
I don't suppose somebody took a shot.
Which, believe it or not, makes him look like a psychopath.
I want you to send somebody out to the zoo and get a picture of his mother.
Concerned relatives are always good.
We may not be able to get the photo by deadline. His mother's at the San Diego Zoo. She's kind of a character.
Lou, take over for me, will you?
Good.
Scott? What are you doing here? Why aren't you at work?
I wanted to drop by and tell you why I got in so late last night. And work is kind of slow now.
How's it going there?
The whole job is selling. I don't make people buy something they don't want.
Well, why don't you think of it as offering them something that could be useful to them?
Well, they sure don't act that way.
Mr. Scott, let's figure you're overqualified. And that makes this funky business doubly difficult. You know, one of the big lies we all tell ourselves is that if we can do a complicated job, then logically we can do a simple job. It ain't necessarily so.
I just haven't gotten into the swing of it yet.
Is there something I can do to make it easier for you?
I don't think so. You've already got a film critic.
Hey, I want you to know that Marion and I are your friends.
I know that.
You ever hear the saying, don't go around loving people, it only annoys them? I think that we would all settle for a little mutual consideration, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry about last night. I was going to call you, but I was afraid I was going to wake you up.
Okay, it's all right. Listen, I talked to your old man this morning. He gave me the name of a Dr. Sorensen. You know that?
Yeah. I got his name somewhere.
And you're on some kind of medication?
I've been off that stuff for a month and a half. I don't need it. I take that stuff and I can't function, and I don't need any phony LA shrink.
Right, come on, take it easy. We all need some kind of backup just to know it's there. There's nothing wrong with that.
I can make it on my own.
Scott, nobody says you can't. I'll see you home for dinner, unless I hear from you.
will continue in a moment here on A&E.
I know you're busy, and I probably shouldn't be taking your time with this. But there are just a few things about my nephew that don't make sense, and I know that doesn't sound like anything. But, you know, he did have a nervous breakdown a couple of years ago.
I'm not sure what's meant by that terminology. Go ahead.
Everything Scott has done has been right on the edge between being kind of rude and kind of crazy. And I don't know whether to be mad or sympathetic. And
Now because of the new drug therapies. 20 years ago, a patient like Scott would have been institutionalized. Just to give you an idea, in this state alone, the population of the public mental health facilities has dropped from 37,000 patients to 5,000, which means that some people are a lot better off than they were before, and some people are living in a precarious balance.
what about the drugs? Scott claims that the drugs act like a chemical straitjacket and he can't function. And I don't know whether he's acting strange because he's on the medication or because he's not on the medication.
Mr. Hume, I'm at a real disadvantage here without seeing Scott. Why don't you let him know that this clinic is here, and he's more than welcome to come and see me.
That's the last thing that he's going to want to do.
Scott? Alice floor covering, Garrett plumbing supply. They're both on La Brea.
I've been up and down La Brea.
Yes, but these are old customers who would like a little attention before they renew. And so far you haven't sold any space. You're aware of that.
I can do it. But I was supposed to get a chance to review films, remember?
My readers are not heavily into the arts.
You said that before.
So you can be a giant pain. I may owe your uncle a favor, but if you don't get out on that street and sell some space, even if it's one column edge, we're going to be parting company. You understand that?
Sorry I missed some in the morning. Fill me in what's been happening.
Ziggy the Bear gave a heck of a fright to a caretaker at Forest Lawn last night. The zoo people won't let anyone in the press talk to Ziggy's keeper, but Billy knows someone in the zoo administration, and she's going to work the story from that side. Rosenthal was due to fly to Vegas at 7 o'clock this morning, but a sparrow got trapped inside his kitchen. Now he's behind the refrigerator. The sparrow, now Rosenthal.
Rejected by the Publishers Association.
Charlie, look, I got to get back to my desk.
Wait a minute. Who do we have in Las Vegas?
Castillo. I hope wherever you were this morning was important.
I hope so, too. I hope I wasn't just wasting my time. Couldn't find out.
But you must come away with something.
Anxiety. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, what? Night after work. What do you mean swing by the airport? The airport's completely out of the way. What for?
So you came down here on business?
Well, we just opened up an office in Irvine, and I wanted to check up on a couple of things.
Scott should be home soon. He'll be glad to see you.
Oh, well, he doesn't even know I'm here. It's just one of those spur of the moment trips. Listen, I didn't have any idea that Scott was going to impose on your hospitality. I'm sorry if he's been any kind of a bother.
We're glad to have him.
Well, I just didn't want you to feel any sort of brotherly obligation. Steve, we're away from home. He feels more comfortable near us, and he's got a doctor he likes.
Yeah. I went to see your Dr. Sorensen today.
Do you know if Scott has checked in with him?
Not yet. And he did say that Scott should be on the medication. I don't think he is.
Oh.
Has he gone off the medication before?
Yes, he has. And whenever that happens, there is a possibility of an acute episode.
What does that mean?
Does he get psychotic?
Scott has not been diagnosed as psychotic. Never. I mean, he may become severely depressed. He may even have a psychotic episode. But a lot of normal people have, too.
What do you see as the root cause of this? Do the doctors have an opinion?
I know what you're thinking. It's all my fault, right?
No.
You're wondering what kind of rotten things I did to him to make the kid crazy.
Come on, Steve. That's such a distortion. That's not...
Son?
You just get in, Scott.
Yeah, just...
How was your day at work?
You're kidding, right? You know like I can't.
No, we didn't know that.
I wasn't very good at that job. I should have never taken it and bombed out because it made you look bad.
I'll go get a screwdriver.
Okay.
Scott, please, now, come on, open the door. Please, Scott.
All right. Scott! Hi, Steve.
Steve, want some eggs?
No, just toast and coffee. I'll get the toast.
No, you sit. I'll get it.
How'd you sleep? Fine. Scott up?
Oh, I haven't heard anything yet.
Well, if he's sleeping, I don't want to wake him.
What can I make for breakfast? Any eggs?
Yeah, sure. How do you like them?
Scrambled would be great.
Okay.
Oh, Dad, you staying here?
No, I've booked into a hotel. Now, what are you up to today?
Well, you know those other leads you had, Uncle Charlie? I thought I'd start running those down. There's an extension course in LAU's professional writing program.
I'm going to be a writer. I got to keep sharpening my skills.
Very true. Still taking your medication?
I started back.
I met Dr. Sorensen. He said he'd be interested in talking to you. What do you think?
Why not? Probably a good idea. I've been under a lot of stress lately.
Did you see the competition?
Yeah, they finally picked up on a bear story.
They did better than that. They got accepting special assignments. I say we hire him.
How much do Premier Trackers charge?
Well, it won't come cheap, but it's worth it. $100 a day.
Get out of here. What if it takes 6 months?
Oh, it won't, Lou. The man knows his craft.
How's he going to track him across the Ventura Freeway?
He found those 3 Boy Scouts when rain had wiped out their trail. He found the little boy in the desert that the Forest Service had given up on. So I think he can find a bear in downtown Burbank.
I'll do it. He has 3 days.
Thanks, Lou. This will make up for my letting you down on the eucalyptus tree.
Don't be silly. You didn't let us down.
Morning, Lou. Good morning, Billy. Why didn't we have the eucalyptus tree?
I missed it. I'm sorry.
You know, I hate to say this, but the first thing I thought of was a tree falling into the bear's exhibit, but I didn't want to mention it because it was so obvious.
Billy, there's a lot of stuff coming in. You better get some help.
Who?
Anyone you want for this.
Rossi.
So you quit? Yeah. I could tell it wasn't going anywhere. You know, you can get yourself boxed into a little corner like classified ads, and you turn around, and 7 years later, who are you? Scott Hume, classified ads. It becomes your identity, you know what I mean? You want to be known as Scott Hume dash what? Scott Hume dash writer. What do you think about parking out of here for a few days, just till you get through the stress? Doc, I've been through all this maybe as many times as you have. I mean, really, if you ever want a night off, I could run the whole scam for you. I could. Well, where are you going? I am giving you the last 20 minutes of my session. Call it a contribution to the sick folks. Scott, are you taking your medication? I am not taking any Dalmane, Mellaril, Artane, Halgo, or any of that stuff. I can exist on it, but I can't function, if you know what I mean. What about tranquilizers, painkillers, Valium, codeine? Now and then, and for a little bump in the road. I am not on anything. How about drinking? Yes. Now and then, a few beers after work. Even if you weren't on medication, I suspect you're the sort of person who shouldn't be doing any drinking at all. I don't overdo it. Listen, it's okay. I'll drop by from time to time. This place is a good story. I might be able to use your input.
Mr. Hume, could you wait for just a moment, please?
Sure.
You haven't registered for this class. Even if you're just auditing it, you need to be registered.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been working. I rushed down to the registrar's office, but they were closed. I must have missed them by 2 minutes. They won't let you mail your fee in.
Well, if you can just get that all straightened out before next Tuesday, okay? And by the way, did you hand in a sample of your writing?
No, not yet. But I did it. I think it still needs a polish.
Well, if you have it with you, I'll take it now.
Yeah. I'm not satisfied. I said it was rough.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if this is the right class for you. Most of the people in this class are professionals. Researchers, copywriters, English teachers. We're going to be moving through the material pretty fast.
I've worked on newspapers. I've been published. I'm getting a lot out of the class, you'll see.
Well, if you can get registered, you want to take your chances.
She was always on the phone, doing stuff that had nothing to do with the newspaper, nothing. Just all her little social stuff. And then she sends me out to sell her ads that she knows nobody's going to buy. Can you imagine that?
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, the whole thing was just crazy. She loves me. She really loves me.
Myra Wexler?
No. Very special lady. Chrissy. She, lives down in Venice. Hey, you live down in Venice, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you know her. Her name's Chrissy Bartlett.
How are you two doing?
We're ready for a check here. Bring me another vodka. Hey, you're not leaving, are you?
Yeah, I got some stuff to do. You want to lift?
Well, I'm not ready to leave yet. You sure you don't want to sit and kind of talk?
Nah, I can't stay up late anymore. Maybe I'll catch you tomorrow if you're around the paper.
Okay.
Good night.
What kind of message? Steve just got back to San Francisco, found a garbled message from Scott in the machine. Yeah, Steve. I was going to call you in the morning anyway.
Ask him what time it is in San Francisco.
I have no idea what it was. Well, he went to his writing. Fine. Yeah, listen, we better hang up. You know, one of us is likely to get a 2 o'clock call. Yeah. Yeah, bye-bye.
Dr. Sorensen! Dr. Sorensen! Please!
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
Dr. E is requesting to see you, too. I'll be in there at 7:30 in the morning.
No, I have to see someone now.
Scott, I can't commit now. But you can stay at the clinic for the next few hours. You made a good decision to go there tonight. Larry will give you a room. We'll talk in the morning.
I'm not going to be able to sleep. No, I told you nothing.
You've been drinking?
Yes. I needed to mellow out. I've been under a lot of stress lately. I can't handle the stress.
Listen to me, Scott. You have a pattern of using these day clinics. You did it several times up in San Francisco. Now you're doing it here. The kind of therapy you need will only work if you make a full commitment. Now, for the next few hours, I want you to stay there at the clinic. I want you to think about whether you're willing to make that commitment, and I'll see you in the morning.
I guess I don't have much.
It's too darn complicated. When it gets reduced, it'll be even worse. Readers are never going to be able to figure out where the bear has been.
We've got to go on the information Frank McWhorter has given us. He's tracked Ziggy every place that the map indicates.
I don't get it. What was the bear doing at those singles condominiums on Barham?
Washing oranges in a pool.
So how is the bear now, do we know?
According to McWhorter, he's starting to panic.
I bet the stench on his panicking too at $100 a day.
We're getting a story out of this, whether McWhorter finds the bear or not.
So are we going to go with this version of the map?
Why don't you guys just indicate the highlights of where the bear has been? The condos, the freeway, the tennis club.
Excuse me, Charlie. I was asked to interrupt. There's a call for you from Steve Hume.
Thanks. You gotta take this.
We need a decision here.
We'll be back in a minute. Steve, what is it? Sorensen called you in San Francisco. Hate for you to have to come down here again. Yeah, all right. I'll see you then.
So we'll hold the nuclear plant protest for the Metro page.
I'll be back in an hour.
We decide not to go with the map. Him know that he can't keep pulling this running on a meeting stuff.
You gonna run out of a meeting to tell him that?
When Scott was 7 years old, his parents gave him a bicycle for his birthday. And he had a lot of trouble riding it. And instead of helping him, they took it away for 6 months.
I think you're under a misapprehension, Mr. Hume. The problems that Scott's experiencing can't necessarily be traced back to some errors his parents might have made in raising him.
It's not Steve's fault, is that what you're telling me?
Forget fault. If the child has arthritis or diabetes, do we think of it as being the parents' fault?
Arthritis isn't a result of anything the parents did or didn't do.
Exactly. Neither is Scott's problem.
Wait a minute. There are things that my parents did with me that I still live with today. And there are things about Tommy that I know he blames me for, and I blame myself.
Tommy's your only child?
No, I have a grown daughter.
How's she?
Terrific.
Take a lot of vows for that?
No, how can I?
If you're willing to lay all this blame on yourself if something goes wrong. Funny, isn't it?
So what you're saying is that what's wrong with Scott is not Steve's fault.
That's what I'm saying. I'm also saying, when a parent blames himself, it not only makes it hard on the parent, it also puts a burden on the child.
No.
Friends is the wrong word anyway. Scott never really makes friends. He's so busy getting through the day. He doesn't have anything left to share with any other people.
He can be kind of winning at times.
I've got a lot of things going for him. It's crazy. She's a married lady. She's got 2 kids. Am I dumb? That's it. Turn around. Stop at the phone booth. She lives in Venice.
Venice is 20 miles from here.
Yeah, but turn around.
Steve, we've spent this ridiculous night driving all over hell and gone to find someone who may not want to be found. If we turned around and went down there, would that be for him or for you?
Ah, we saw a shrink today, didn't we?
Yeah, he said a few things that made some sense. And I'm saying this because I've been there myself with my own son.
Where are you going?
Venice. Where else? What was that address again?
Here he is. That's my son. He's a 30-year-old man sitting in the cold, waiting to see someone who doesn't want to see him.
No matter what you or I do, that's who he is.
I didn't want to wake her. I figured I'd wait till morning.
What are you trying to do?
I want to talk to her about going to Oregon. Living together again.
It'd be nice if we could do one thing that could make it all better. For you, getting back with Chrissy. For me, catching up with you, showing you that I care and making it all. But when I drove up and I saw you sitting here, I realized it's impossible.
So, what are we going to do, Pop?
I don't know what you're going to do. I'm going to ask Charlie to drive me back to the airport. If you come knocking at my door, I'll take you in, because we're connected. But I want it understood that if you won't do the best for yourself, all the loving and the kindness and the sharing and the talk between us will just be killed, dead.
What if you guys were to drop me by the clinic on your way?
We can do that.
Morning. Planning on doing any newspaper work this morning, Charlie?
Oh, knock it off. I'm glad you finally found the right words to express what was bothering you.
Oh, knock it off.
Oh, we found him! Ziggy's back, and guess who's got him? I found Ziggy.
You did?
Well, we did.
Where did we go to find him?
At Disney Studios, he was scratching his shoulders against a fake tree. Animals on his way in with pictures of the zookeeper tranquilizing him.
But I thought last night the guy admitted he lost the trail.
He decided to try a new tack. He decided to think like a bear. It worked.
Come on, Disney Studios. What would make him go there?
Well,
Teresa Russell stars in a chilling tale of infidelity and murder. Join us for Thicker Than Water, an A&E special presentation Sunday. Now Karen Black stars in Police Story, next on A&E.